Hello and welcome to the Cult of Meth Bear. Isn't life terrific? Mike isn't here today, so filling in is Nicole. Say hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Mike and I did record an instant review of the second Devils game, which they lost in overtime. But the audio was too fucked up. And to be honest with you, maybe had a little bit too much to drink and maybe was a little too angry. So maybe it's good that I didn't post it. It's probably for the best. Anyways, that's a game that they lost. They fucked around with that New Jersey team and they lost. Obviously had their struggles 5-on-5 in that game.
When did they not?
Yeah. And then they went to go play the Islanders. And the Islanders do what the Islanders do. They make life difficult. Because they're a pain in the dick to play against. You outshot them. I think that's wonderful. That's just wonderful. It's wonderful that we can outshoot all these teams. It's great.
Well, that's a stat that all of, Nesson and, wherever is going to say, all these shots on net.
Dale Arnold, right after a period. Well, they outshot him 14-5. No one gives a fuck. It's like, who gives a shit anymore? Shots on goal is a useless stat. I mean, people like to point it out and be like, well, they had a lot of pressure on it. How much actual pressure did they put on who the fuck was in net for? Was it Varlamov? I don't even give a fuck. It's shots on goal is not a good indicator of how much offensive pressure you're actually putting on. And it took up until the third period of that game against Philadelphia, which this may seem as an exaggeration, it kind of saved their season to this point because you don't have that much time to get your shit together. You really don't.
No.
So, what was your thoughts up until that third period against Philadelphia?
Well, probably the same as yours. The fact that are we going another 20 minutes of hockey where they're not going to score a 5-on-5 goal? Are they going to shoot the puck when they have opportune moments instead of looking for the passes and then the shitty passes that they are making and not, I don't know. It was frustrating. Even that game, I understand that you say that it saved their season. I should say saved their season, but it was great that they won. But can we win in regulation here?
I think that's the next step. I think that's what we're hoping to see tonight, especially against a team like Philadelphia. I think you can afford to give up a point against New Jersey. Who gives a fuck? It's New Jersey. You're not going to be competing against them really. But you giving up points against Philadelphia, that's a problem.
Big problem.
Yeah. So even though they won that game, still a lot to work out with this team. Jack Studnicka, I got a little stiffy for Studnicka right now because he got the floodgates broken open and all of a sudden they don't score a goal in 127 minutes or whatever the fuck it was, and then all of a sudden, bam, 2 goals in 1 minute. Ain't that the way? Ain't it?
Yeah. I feel like typical Bruins on that.
Typical Bruins. The players who need to be playing the best aren't. Jake DeBrusk, I get it. He had that nice little shootout goal that won them the game. But let's be honest with you, Tuukka won us that game. That was all Tuukka for the most part. He gave up 4 goals, but which one can you really count? Can you fault him on? Which ones?
That would be 0.
0. You really can't. I mean, even that the deflection goal and off. I don't fucking remember who it was.
What's his name?
Scott. Was it Scott Lawton? I don't fucking remember. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, in front. Yeah.
Yeah, and it hit off a skate, went right through his legs. Okay, maybe you can give him a little shit for that one, but like, penalty kill's got to be better. In that game, right before they gave up their second goal, Charlie McAvoy had a shorthanded chance
Yeah.
right in the slot. He passed the fucking puck up.
Yeah.
So you got to look for these players to be a little bit selfish. McAvoy's got to shoot the fucking puck. A lot of these guys need to shoot the fucking puck. A guy that has been shooting the fucking puck and has been scoring, and I gave him a lot of shit. Listen,
say it.
I'm not the only one who's giving him shit. But listen, just because he's got off to a hot start now doesn't mean I expect it to continue out through the rest of the season. Yeah, Ritchie's been one of their best players.
He has.
And you have something to say about that, don't you?
Yeah, I definitely do. It reminds me of 2011 where we had a kind of a bruiser, maybe, of a Milan Lucic on the same line as Krejci. And maybe we're looking for that fit. Maybe we're just looking for our new Horton. Who's going to be the new Horton with Krejci?
It's going to be Studnicka.
Is it going to be
Studnicka? I don't know.
I don't know. But I mean, I feel like maybe Nick Ritchie is someone that,
is Stonehands Lucic.
Yeah, maybe he's going to create space for Krejci to set things up. Because according to some people, Krejci should have scored on some of the goals like previous games. No.
Who should have scored on previous games? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a certain individual that texted me and said, if David Krejci can only score goals. And I said, well, David Krejci is a goal scorer. He's a setup man. So maybe, just maybe, Nick Ritchie on the left side can make way for Krejci to set up more goals for the right winger or even Ritchie or even himself or defense, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I do think that maybe Ritchie is a good fit for Krejci on the left side and then finding the new Nathan Horton for his right side. And then maybe we'll have two good lines. Even though the third line played excellent in that game.
Pretty good. Everyone was about shitting on Coyle. After the second game, it's like, Coyle's not the problem.
Yeah.
He's getting paid $5 million a year. I was like, okay, that's fine. You need center depth. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I expect Mike pointed this out the other day. It's like, you like center depth, but Sean Crowley, this is probably the last season that the Bruins are gonna have Sean Crowley, which is gonna suck. That's gonna suck. So I'm fine. If you're gonna overpay for forwards, and I know we have I might be being a little hypocritical because Chiarelli signed Chris Kelly for whatever, but I don't think that was the right guy to sign. But yeah, Nick Ritchie. I'm glad that he's playing well.
Me too.
I'm glad. I didn't expect it. I still don't trust it. I don't expect him to be playing as well as he is. I mean, both of his goals were scored on the power play. They're using him the right way on the power play. Stick that fat ass in front of the net and see if he can scoop in a rebound. That's great. That's what they did with Lucic. So I see, I see the point that you're trying to make. That he's kind of an ugly fucking goober that might get lucky and score a goal here and there.
Yeah, Milan Lucic. So there we go.
You're saying Milan Lucic was an ugly goober? He was. Yeah, that's fine. I think he was a much better goal scorer than.
Well, yeah, of course. I
yeah, that fake 30 goal season, where I don't know, half his goals were fucking empty netters.
Yeah, but still, I like watching that game and saying, "Ooh," it just clicked in my head. Wow, maybe Nick Ritchie with David Krejci. I don't know. Just maybe he could be the new Milan Lucic, and I said that to you after the game. I don't know.
Can we blame any of the lack of goal scoring on the defense? Because they're not producing goals from the blue line like you were with Torrey Krug.
Brandon Carlo, hello. No, I'm kidding. I know, I understand. Yeah. I understand, but yeah, maybe. Well, in general, they're not getting shots on net. They're not taking the shot. They're just looking to pass. So maybe if we had the defenseman shot more on net and looking for those rebounds and getting in front of the net and deflections, maybe you're right. I haven't really thought about that.
I know that's what a lot of people are probably saying. They don't have Krug and they're not scoring. It's like, you should.
No.
It's nice. I mean, it's like you shouldn't have to rely on your defense to score all the time. Like, that's kind of fucking pathetic, to be honest with you.
Well, they first of all, if somebody is going to go and blame the defense, that's the last place they're going to go because, again, we were going into last was it Thursday's game with no 5-on-5 goals. Okay, so we accomplished that. Again, the next goal is to actually win regulation, and then maybe we'll start and continuing on of getting the 5-on-5 goals, winning in regulation, and then okay, maybe the defense can step up a little bit. Sure, but to blame them, no.
I do feel like they were holding on to their sticks a little bit too much, and they were making stupid plays. And we don't have a goal. It's like, well, you're shooting it right into Carter Hart's chest. Like, what do you expect? I mean, Jake DeBrusk. I mean, great shootout goal. But like, Jake, like seriously, dude, like, when the fuck are you gonna wake up and play some hockey, kid? Like, seriously. Like, he's much better than this.
He definitely is. He definitely is. And you saw his. I mean, I get it. It was his a shootout goal. He made a good move. He played it perfectly.
Nice soft hands. Yeah.
And he had a couple chances in that game where he was streaking up the side. You know, and again,
I like the speed. That's
exactly. But shooting, not just him, but mainly him, but a lot of them just shooting right in the chest. He doesn't have a 5-hole in the middle of his chest. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You know, you're not going to create a rebound with, you know.
Yeah,
it's
he's going to gobble it up and you know, ice the puck. Like, you know, they're going to blow the whistle.
So you're criticizing them for shooting it, but you're also criticizing them for not shooting. I'm kidding. Obviously, I want good shots on net. That's the thing. That's the shots on goal total. It's like, how many of those shots are actually quality shots? Exactly. That, you know, a goalie's going to have to fight off. And I think it was Cassidy, like, in between the second and third period, who at that point must have been thinking, oh shit, if this team doesn't get in gear here, I might have to start packing my bags because fucking hell, you go that long without not just a 5-on-5 goal, you go that long without scoring a fucking goal. Period. Yeah, it's kind of pathetic. I mean, I think Sweeney should be on the hot seat more than Cassidy because Cassidy's actually like he's trying to move guys. It's just like some of the strategies they got going into these games, or they're just the zone entries for me is like an issue where they never just. You saw it a little bit more against Philadelphia, especially in that third period. Just like throw it in there, you pucks in deep.
It's so simple.
Trust
simple hockey.
Like obviously, you want the skilled passing zone entries, having possession of the puck when you cross into the blue line and look to send something up. But sometimes, you know, some of these guys just aren't talented enough to do that. Just throw it in.
Yeah.
Just fucking lay a body on someone, for Christ's sakes. Sorry, Mom.
No, I agree with you. Well, that, again, it goes back to, I know that the NHL is changing its identity of, like, fast, and it's not as hard-hitting as it used
to be to your advantage. It's not like...
Like, that's the bread and butter for the Bruins. That's always been the Bruins' identity is Big Bad Bruins, you know?
Well, I don't want to go it so far in the other way where it's like, yeah, dump it in, kid. We're going to fucking get in there and run these guys over and take the puck from them, shove it down there.
No, I agree, but I also feel like we still need a little bit of that.
Of course, you need a balance. This is what I was talking about with the Torrey Krug thing, where it's like, I said this, I'm like, I'm okay with Krug going as long as you become a more balanced team.
Yeah.
You're going to be by default a better defensive team, and I said hopefully they're going to get better 5-on-5. They didn't. It's the one thing that I wanted.
It could click today. It could click. Those first 4 games could just be, you know, preseason. We all saw how they played the first 4 games in the bubble. You know, I know that's a different story, but maybe we'll see a different team.
This is a head case team. This is like something Mike and I talked about, where this team, they've got mental issues. they've got mental issues, and it's. I don't know what the solution is to that. And I mean, I don't watch really other teams that closely, like day-to-day shit where it's like you understand, well, come the second period, the Bruins are going to fucking shit all over their pants because the second period Bruins. It's so wonderful when we see the second period Bruins sucking because it's like, well, we're getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Nature is healing.
But I have an issue with that. Like, I understand, we joke around, we say, oh, typical second period Bruins, but if we know it, they know it.
Of course they know it.
But it's like, what are you doing to change that? And it might not even just be them, but well, it is them. Who am I kidding? Yeah, it is them. They're, like you said, head case. Like, what is, they do the first period and they go, and they're like, oh, well, we'll shit in this period, and then we'll go a great third period. Like, they did.
Fantastic.
They did, why are we always third period Bruins, like, coming back? Let's play with the lead.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it comes from, it came from the top. It came from leadership of, listen, I love Z, but we're going to, like, have the Bruins really miss Z this season at all?
I don't think so.
No, not at all. Nope.
I don't think so.
I haven't really watched what he's done in Washington, but, like,
we have not missed a day of Chara.
I trust Jakub Zboril a hell of a lot more out there than Zdeno Chara. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Like, I understand he's a veteran or whatever, but Zboril's been pretty solid. Like, yeah. Lauzon's been pretty solid. I like the way Grzelcyk has played. He's had his struggles out there. Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah. So did fucking Krug, and smaller guy. He's taken a little bit of a beat in the past few games. So that's what I'm a little worried about, if he's going to be able to hold up the whole season, because I don't want to see number 27 out there. Fuck me.
Well, we'll just get Cliffy Hockey.
Yeah, I would love to see some Cliffy. He was dressed the other night, and I was excited. I was like, are we going to see some Cliffy Hockey for once?
Yeah.
God.
Well, I mean, I was, like you said, concerned about Grzelcyk, especially him going into the boards, and his left ankle looked like it snapped up.
Yeah.
But
he's important. He is really important to them.
He is.
If McAvoy isn't going to be the guy to step up, it's got to be Grzelcyk, and it's don't take that Brandon Carlo goal and be like, look, Brandon Carlos could score goals for us. It's not going to happen.
I don't think he's going to score goals for us.
That half of the ice is not his domain.
No, it's not.
It's not what he does.
But I really do feel like Brandon Carlo has stepped up in these past few games, though. I don't know. I feel like he's playing better hockey than he has before. That I've seen. He's making better decisions.
Some of the games I went to, 2019 and 2020. No, I only went to one game in 2020. But it's like when you see it on the when you're watching it from up top.
Yeah.
With all the Savages, and you see him play the game. He's gotten so much better.
Yeah.
In the defensive aspect of the game, like he knows what the fuck he's doing in his own end.
Yeah.
And that's so encouraging to see, where it's like, that's a shutdown guy. And you need those guys. You need those guys to play. Those guys are going to be the ones that you're going to be matching up against some of the best forwards in the league, in this division, because you're not going to play the rest of the league until the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But I think we have to acknowledge that, we said this a little bit earlier, but we have to acknowledge the best player on this team right now is Tuukka Rask. And I'm very happy to see it. If he plays like this throughout the season, and you know what, fuck it. Play him as much as you can.
Yeah.
It's a shorter season. Why the fuck not? You didn't play in the bubble. It's like, if he's going to play like this, and all right, sit him against like New Jersey, or maybe not Buffalo, because I think Buffalo is a little bit better than people give him credit for. Mm-hmm. Play him against the best teams in your division, because if he's going to play like this, you will be number one in this division, whatever, because he's been fantastic. He's been so good, and I'm very happy to see it.
I agree. was thinking about this with Tuukka Rask, and he's been playing well,
saved their asses in that overtime. Not only that overtime, the first overtime against New Jersey saved their ass.
Yep.
And he saved their ass again, and it's like that goal he gave up against the Islanders, JG Pageau just like batted it out of the air. It's like, what the fuck is Tuukka supposed to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if like Halak, if Halak plays the way he did game 2, like that's great too.
Yeah.
So fuck it, like play Tuukka, play him. Don't be afraid to play him. Like I understand, it's like you want to split half the load or whatever.
It's a shortened season.
Yeah, it's a short season.
I kind of look at the season as the 2013 season. I know it's different, but it's still kind of
a few more games.
A few more games, but it's still a shortened season. And look where we ended up. I know. It's hard for me to praise Tuukka. It needs to be because he's great, but great only gets you so far. Where were you in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals in 2013? Where were you in Game 7 in 2019 against the St. Louis Blues in Game 7? Like, seriously.
I wouldn't. Exactly. It's fucking Brad Marchand is skating off the ice, thinking the period's over, leaving him out to dry. Like.
But I get it.
Mm-hmm. I think he gets a little bit too much shit for that. And I don't really blame people who want to give him shit, especially after last season, the shit that he said, and then he left for good reason. He left for a good reason, but at the same time, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, these people are stupid because they're shooting on Tuukka. It's like, what do you expect people to think?
Yeah.
But I'm a Tuukka apologist. I'm totally for, I'm a Tuukka guy. I have a little Tuukka in my pants. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say it.
I see where you're coming from. I don't know, maybe I'm a scorned Bruins fan and Tuukka it scares me.
The shit that
obviously he plays great in the regular season. He is, a Vezina winner. He was in the top 3 last year. I just, as best goalies, great. Regular season's great. It gets you to that point where you get into the playoffs, but in the NHL playoffs, it doesn't really matter kind of where your standings are, in my opinion.
I feel like Tuukka Rask gets more shit than Henrik Lundqvist. Henrik Lundqvist hasn't won shit in his entire career. And he played in New York. He doesn't get the shit that Tuukka Rask gets. Oh, everyone's a little apologist for King Henrik.
Okay, well, I mean, does King Henrik go and shits his pants and then needs not to play when you need to go win the last game of the season?
All right, I get that.
So I understand what you're coming from.
Why you expect the guy to play with? What do you want to put a diaper on and go out there?
No, but I mean, there's too many examples of it not working for him.
I get it.
And that's why I feel
he is a head case. I'm not going to say he's not a head case. He absolutely is. He is, but when he's playing well, he's playing like this.
No, I agree. I can acknowledge when he's playing well, and he has been playing well, and he has been keeping the Bruins in these games to get to an overtime and then a shootout because again they can't win in regulation. But great. Give me Tuukka the way Tuukka is now, but if we can just keep that if we get into the playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals.
If we had this Tuukka against Tampa Bay, shit, they lose in 7.
Yeah.
That's how confident of how good Tuukka is. He takes them to a Game 7 and they lose because they weren't going to beat Tampa. Yeah. It wasn't going to happen. But at the same, they just weren't good enough. But
Tampa finally just came up to their potential.
Yeah, finally.
They've sucked for the past 5 years.
Well, it sucked.
Well, I understand that, but they haven't met their potential, what they were destined for the past God knows how many times.
Since 15, when they went to the Cup Final in 15, and they got run over by Chicago. What are you looking for tonight? What do you want to see from them?
Okay, well, I want to see them score more 5-on-5 goals. I want to see more quality shots on net.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see a win in regulation.
Yeah, that's what
that's the bottom line. Bottom line, win in regulation, and then, again, we went back to what we first said about all the shots on net. Great. We don't care about that stat. We want quality shots on net, quality scoring chances, and then bury the fucking puck.
Yeah.
Like, that's
goal bar down is what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I just...
but you have guys who can do it. It's just like... wake up! Like, geez. Like, make it a little bit more difficult on your opponent.
I agree. And I know it's not an excuse, but again, are we just getting into the season? You know, they haven't played for a few months.
But the thing is like, you can't, it's like, this is a short season.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
You gotta have
I understand. I can't be saying this. I did just say it. I just...
You can say it, but you're wrong when you say it. It's
okay,
just...
fine. Great, I'm wrong then. I feel like they need a win in regulation, and they need to score more 5-on-5
especially against
goals.
Philadelphia.
They can't be screwing around with one of the better teams in our division here. So,
I would love to see a goal from a defenseman, and I'm not one of these guys who are just like, I understand Carlos scored the other day, but I mean like McAvoy and Grizzly McAvoy. I think McAvoy's at times it looks like he's there, like he's going to be that guy, but it's just not quite there yet. He's just not quite there, and he needs to take another step.
Well, wasn't it like 30 games into last season and it took him to score a goal?
Yeah, he played well though. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he should have had some more goals, but like I felt like he played well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, I can't make excuses for you anymore. Like I can't be going to bat for you if you're not producing. He's got to produce. He's the guy that they're going to build the team around. Him and Pasta. And Pasta is another thing I want to get to. A lot of people have mentioned, well, of course they're not scoring 5-on-5. They don't have one of the best goal scorers out. It's like, seriously?
No.
You're going to make the excuse that, okay, one of the best goal scorers in the NHL, who just isn't playing, just because he's not playing is just a total reason for you to give up. It's like, oh, well, Pasta's not out here. Obviously, we're not going to score. Like, that's just stupid.
Well, if people have that mindset, then, again, we just rely on one line. That's not acceptable.
Well, that's what they've done.
I understand that, but I get that. But obviously, it hasn't gone anywhere because we haven't won anything with that one line. We just need consistency from the other lines, and then when we get Pasta back, we'll see how it is. But I don't know, maybe then that third period gives them confidence going into this game and saying, okay, yeah, all right, we can score 5-on-5, we can score quickly.
That was if one thing, that game, that third period, that was a huge emotional lift.
Yeah,
it was a monkey off their back, and it's just like at that point, it's like, okay, now we got our goalie's playing well, our defense is playing well defensively. Now we get 5-on-5 goals, and now let's get going here. Now let's just have a complete team, an entire 60 minutes where you dominate. That's like, I mean, it's a novel concept. I know it's the game is 60 minutes. It's crazy. And I want them to shoot the puck when they have opportunities to shoot the puck and not shoot the puck if you're just going to shoot it right into the chest of the goalie.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of these guys where I like one extreme or the other, but just like shoot the puck, but also don't. Before we end, I just want to get to a few more sort of off the ice stuff. You saw behind the B that nice little interaction between PK Subban and our buddy Trent Frederick. What did you feel about that?
When I saw the video of that, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I know it's Trent Frederick's another guy I shit on, but like he's starting to grow on me.
Yeah, yeah, and I picking at PK Subban, again, he should be, because I go back to our last podcast that I made my
go post another workout video. That was great.
Yeah, go post
and I'm someone who actually kind of likes PK now that he's out of a Montreal uniform.
Yep, agreed. Agreed. But I go back to what I was saying, like, PK Subban, where the hell are you? Like, why aren't you the person I want to hate anymore? Yeah. And I kind of like it. I kind of like the trash talk. I like the
he said, I'm going to
like,
beat the fuck out of you. And Trent Frederic's being a little like a shithead. And he got to him. He got to him. He made PK Subban take his stupid penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, more of that.
Yeah, I love that. Like, that's one of my favorite parts about hockey.
Trent Frederic is very, and I'll gladly eat my words about Trent Frederic, gladly, because if he's going to play like that, even if, I don't think he's worth a first-round pick, mind you, but if he's going to play like that, then that's
I'll
good.
Take it.
I'll absolutely take
all
it.
Day.
I keep hearing more of this Keith Yandel shit. Again, if you can get Keith Yandel at an affordable price, not just trade wise, because I think Florida's willing to just basically give him up at this point, but it's like they also going to have to take money. Do you want Keith Yandel on this team? As if they need another local prick?
I was gonna say how many
they need all of them.
They need all of them.
I mean, every team has at least one, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, who will he play with?
I don't know.
Who are you taking out to put him in?
Zaboral?
Yeah,
probably Zaboral.
But I kind of like how Zaboral's been playing.
Yeah.
But I kind of want these young kids to start playing.
That is one of the points that Mike keeps saying, and I completely agree with him. Just like if you're gonna trade for Yandel, you just wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Just wait a little bit.
Yeah, to see how these kids are playing.
If someone else takes him, just like fucking okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
Is Keith Yandel the difference between you winning a Stanley Cup final? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So yeah.
Yeah. Keith Yandel. I mean, great if we can get him at the right price. Sure, but again, don't take away these young kids. I want to see them blossom or see them,
The youth movement while we try to win a Stanley Cup. It's it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Unrelated Bruins, well, sort of unrelated, because a lot of you people had the fucking delusion that Pierre-Luc Dubois is coming to the Bruins. Yeah.
He's going to Canada.
Yeah, he's gonna have to wait like fucking 14 days to go to Winnipeg. I want to get out of a small market, and Columbus says, "Sure, we'll go up to Winnipeg.
This, like, other
go freeze your ass off in Winnipeg, you douchebag." And they completely, I think, they got the better of Winnipeg and that. You get Line A and what's his fucking name? Yeah. So he's still not coming to the Bruins. Him or Line A, it's not going to happen. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But I just thought Mike texted me that this morning. I fucking laughed my ass off because both of them were like, we both want to get out of small market situations, and they just get traded. They get traded for each other. It's hilarious. I find it so funny.
Well, I didn't hear the rumors that, like, if we would ever get Line A, is that somebody who
it's not actual rumors. Yeah. It's like these fucking jackasses like, yeah, we should get this guy, and then they write an article on a blog and it goes out there, and then Joe Haggerty, because he's a fat piece of shit, writes an article about it, and it's like, this is legit, this is actually going to happen, and it never does.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what a lot of people have been saying, and hopefully it puts that to rest. It won't. People are saying like, yeah, but we should still trade for him. Yeah, so that was a little bit of fun news. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Bruins do if they can win a game in regulation. Get into that row column, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add before we finish up?
No. I appreciate you letting me be on this podcast today in place of Mr. Keeney.
Yeah.
And I don't really have anything else to add other than let's win in regulation.
Let's fucking win one, please.
I know, and go Bruins.
God bless.